Alright, while we're waiting for people to get in, I'm just gonna explain where we are and what we're doing. Oh, and how nice the sun finally came out. Right now we are on the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft, just exploring, looking to see what we can find. You might see this massive obsidian structure out in the distance. We're gonna go check that out in a minute. Oh, I almost just died. Close call with that. Alright, let's go check this out. Just to fill you guys in on what's happening, I made the mistake of doing like 20 minutes of base hunting off stream. I was just taking a break from my homework, and no joke, within 20 minutes I found this. It's just a massive obsidian structure. And the best part is when I log on today, I see this whole red roof added to it. This wasn't here, like it was just the pillars and the box. But this is a massive base and it's currently being worked on. I haven't seen the builder, I don't know where they are or when they log on. But it's pretty cool to see a base that's active and being worked on. They built all this sometime in the last week, which is pretty cool. Here they have a massive gunpowder farm. This gunpowder farm saved me. I was running out of rockets, so I had to take a bunch of gunpowder from these chests. Here it is. Maybe set my spawn there just for now. Ender chest, looks like they were mining out obsidian for this thing. But this place is huge. Let's go down into the main room first. We have an old style elevator. This brings me back. A beacon. Anything else in this floor? I don't think so. Let's keep going down. And then here's what looks like another mob spawner that maybe is no longer being used. Some max chest plates. Oh, I don't have one. I'll take one of these. Lots of building supplies in here. Is that obsidian? No, it's coal. Yeah, inside here, oh, dragon egg. Let me turn on full bright so you can see everything. There's this massive inner courtyard with the glazed terracotta and everything. It's super cool. And then along the outside there's a sugarcane farm. So I use that to get all my rockets crafted up. I have the maximum power rockets now, which it's super nice. They last for so long. Just checking in with everyone in chat. Is my audio okay? Can you hear my voice and my music alright? Is it well balanced? Let me know if I should turn the music up or down. You think maybe he's storing items in here? I spent some time flying around looking for this guy's stash because, a little bit selfishly, I'm kind of poor. I found a bunch of these empty shulker boxes, which I still took because my ender chest is empty. I don't have any shulker boxes. So that way I can just store stuff, but maybe he has a stash around here. He has to have a stash. He can't be building all this just out of his own inventory. The audio's good? That's good. Thank you. So let's see if he's maybe being a little bit sneaky, hiding stuff in this mine shaft. Nothing there. Just always good to check. Nope. There's ender chests over here though. I have to imagine this guy has a stash somewhere nearby. Oh wow, this place is a little bit crowded. We'll be fine though. Get this in my hotbar in case I need that chest plate. You never know. Okay, that creeper is not happy with us. Should be good just to keep moving through here. Yeah, it doesn't look like any of these have been touched, but... There's tunnels around here, so some of them might have been holding items at some point. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, all those chests up there, pretty sure I went through all of them already. Most of them is just junk. It's just a lot of leftover items from building. ASMR quality audio. I'm glad to hear it. Uh-oh. Spiders that way. It's super dark in here without the hex. There's some tunnel down to a spawner over there, so I'm gonna have to check that out. See if maybe that's where the stash is. But yeah, there's no way this guy is building all of this without, you know, some kind of stash. Like, it'd be impossible. Alright, how do we get out of here? Oh wow, this is a big mine shaft. Okay, we're gonna head back down this way, and it should put us right back out where we came. Just gotta double check these. Alright, we're back under the beacon effect, which is nice. So we can just dig right out of here. But yeah, this base is really impressive. The amount of time and effort it must have taken to build all this. I can't even imagine how long this guy spent on it. Maybe we'll see him on today. It's a Sunday morning. Might not be awake yet. I don't know what time zone he's in, but if we're lucky, we might catch the base builder. I put signs down. I was just saying like, oh, Rowan was here. And he actually put signs replying to mine, but he didn't put his name. So I honestly have no clue where this guy might be from. If he's even online right now. Maybe he's online, just not nearby. Who knows? Yeah, it's an absolutely massive base. I was just lucky enough to find it when I was doing my homework, taking a little break. What hacks am I using? I'm using Meteor Client and Rusher Hack. Meteor Client, I use it for the spawner detection, just so I know when a spawner's been loaded so I can check and see if there's any loot hidden in there. Nope, nothing in here. If he has a better pearl nearby, maybe he could have had the stash anywhere. Yeah, I found... So, over here, I'll show you guys where it was. There is a hole in the ground where he dug down to a spawner, and that's where I found all these shulker boxes. But they're empty now, so maybe it's like a trash pit, or maybe someone else got to it before I did. But it seems like he uses like this area here as his main stash. There he is! Oh my god. That's insane. That's his stash. Okay, maybe he didn't see me. This is going to be crazy. We're going to have to come back later and see if we can get all the items he's stored in there. So we're going to head this way. Oh my god. I hate to just steal from the guy, but I really want these items. This is going to be tense. Like, he might try to kill us. He might have end crystals. This is going to be exciting. Real quick, I'm going to try and get some of these shulker boxes put away. Just because I need them badly. I don't have a lot of these on hand, so any amount of storage I can get is just going to be huge. So, ooh, my heart is racing. I did not expect to see a guy there. He probably has hacks on and he probably saw me, but maybe... Oh, I don't know. His name was Rasputin, whatever. I don't know how to say that. Correct me in chat. But, okay. So, game plan, we're gonna give it a couple minutes. Wait for that guy to leave, maybe. I could get end crystals and try to kill him. Maybe I do that. I think the wise move Here, let's get to somewhere a bit safer. The wise move is to get end crystals just ready, so I can do something if he tries to attack me. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I don't know if I have any. I do. Okay, that's pretty lucky. Just gonna get a stack of those, stack of obsidian. A few more golden apples. And then the rest of this we're just gonna have to hope it works out. Worst case, I die. Fake player? How do I do a fake player? Client entities, fake players. How do I create a fake player? Here. Can I do it in here, or do I have to go into a single player world? Probably a single player world, right? Alright, here, real quick. This is tense. I feel like he's going to go back and like hide all his stuff. I don't think he's gonna... fake player. Does it? Fake player. That's weird. How do I spawn him? Really? Here, let me try on 2B like you're saying. Alright, I think we've waited long enough. We might just want to go get this guy. Oh, that's the wrong... I meant to join 2B. I'm shaking right now. I haven't seen like another player in so long. What if he tries to kill us? Okay, that's the... So, should I use the meteor one? Fake player, copy inventory, health, spawn. Okay. And then... Oh, need to make sure I have my chest plate. Alright, it looks like it's working well enough. Okay. I'm okay with that. Just as long as it's placing crystals, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Alright. Just restock the crystals. Let's hit it. We gotta go find this guy. These default settings probably aren't the greatest. I'm not going to get the best timing, but this guy, he's building. He may not be the greatest crystal PvPer, so we may be okay with this. Alright. Did he put stuff in here? No, this wasn't the one. Alright, nothing in here. Killora, I have Killora on. Okay, so I checked both of these. Where else would he be? I found this thing over here too, by the way. I don't think there's anything over here, but maybe he was just logging on to check his stash, and that was it. Shoot. I think we missed our chance. Okay, he's on. Where? Where is he? Where can we find this guy? Should we message him and just tell him to come to his base? See if we can convince him? Maybe we just fly by, see if he's around here somewhere. You're checking their stats? Appreciate it. I want to know who this guy is. I don't want to kill him. I'm not gonna like fight him unless he really wants to kill me. But assuming he's chill, like I'd like to talk to him and get to know him, because this base is pretty cool. Like I've been living around here for a little bit. Pretty sure I already checked this, but he might have come by. Maybe we waited too long, we missed him. Maybe I just straight up ask him for the stash, because like I know where his base is. I just want a couple shulkers or something. I don't know. I just need armor. That's all I really need. Yeah, this is his base. We're in his living room right now. Maybe that wasn't the guy. I don't think he logged on me. Maybe he did, but I flew over him and then I left. So he's somewhere. I just don't know where he might be. And I have tracers on, so I'll see him if he shows up in my render distance. Dude, this is so interesting. We gotta find this guy. Okay. I won't kill him then, if he's just vanilla. Okay. Should I message him or should I keep it nonchalant? I could just be like, hey, is this... Because this might not even be the guy. Maybe he's another base hunter and he was just checking out that stash. You never know. That'd be crazy though. Alright, I think I'm gonna message him, just see if I can find out anything about this guy. I'm messaging him. Hopefully he gets back to me. I'm just gonna keep checking around. I do want to talk to this guy. Like, I want to talk to him about his base. Clearly he's been active recently. We just keep flying around. Maybe, do we check in the same direction or do we go in a loop around the base? Because I honestly don't know where he might be hiding this stuff. Because he has to have a stash somewhere like close by. Alright, that hasn't been loaded in, so he hasn't been here. I don't know, I'm so poor right now, I might consider like blackmailing him, be like, yo, I'll leak the coordinates to your base unless you give me like 3 shulker boxes of gear. I don't want like a ton. I just need a little bit. I'm getting pretty broke. I'm getting a little bit desperate. Okay, no one's been there yet, so he hasn't been in here. They were asking for slime in chat. Interesting. I saw they had a piston contraption in there, so that could be them. We already checked that one. Who knows, maybe they were just logging in and checking their stash, saw it was empty. But I don't know where they could be. Maybe you're right, maybe they went to the nether. If we fly around here for long enough though, we have to run into them again. I'm gonna just keep messaging him every couple minutes, see if he ever gets back to me. But if he's asking for slime, if he's asking for slime, then he probably does live here. This is probably his base. That's pretty cool. Because I don't know why a base hunter would be asking for slime, so... Honestly, I'd be down to help him with this. I think it'd be pretty cool if he could, you know, if you were to give me obsidian and some glass, then I'd help him build a little bit. I don't think I could stay too long though. Yeah, there's this. Those are my bottles. I put them in there. Actually, I'm gonna take some of those back. You never know when you might need them. This is just all the glass he's been smelting up. Yeah, he has slime. Interesting. Wait. Maybe the guy we saw was invited to this base for slime. I don't know. Oh, so May 1st, then he got his slime. Because this is all new. But... Uh-oh. Of course, every time I try to live stream, the server ends up going down. Alright, well, when we get back in, I'm just gonna go back to flying around, honestly. I'll just explore a little bit wider. I don't know where he would have gone. This place is pretty cool, though. Is he on? Not yet. He got kicked. If he doesn't have priority queue, we may not be seeing him again. Maybe we checked these. I'm pretty sure I checked that one already. I don't think anyone's been down there yet, so that's not worth checking. The spawner would be activated if they were. Do I have this on? Okay, that is on. So I should be able to see it if one of these spawners gets activated. Though, we've been through here already, and I don't think there's anything going on. Although... Yeah, no, that's all new. He's got prio. Okay, so we should see him on pretty soon. I'll just keep checking every so often. For now, we're just gonna fly around these chunks, see if we can find any signs of life, any sign he may have been around. I've already kind of checked over here. I went down these staircases. There's nothing. There's tons of chests over here. Makes me wonder, like... But none of them have been loaded in. Oh, this is an old mine shaft. This is before minecarts, when there were just chests everywhere. That's pretty cool. We're in pretty old chunks. Then I already checked this place out. This is just like a big storage unit. It's full of barrels on each level, but there's nothing in them. Makes me wonder where he could have gone. Do you think maybe he is heading to the highway for something? Like if we went to the Nether and we went to the Nether highway. Did I just leak my cords? How did I leak my cords? I don't think I showed my cords. Was it on the map? No, it doesn't show on the map. It's odd. Yeah. I hope it will get back to my... I swear I pressed F3. Okay. I just pressed F3. That's my bad. Feel bad for leaking this guy's base. But... Here, you know what? Don't post those coordinates again. I don't want this guy's base to get blown up because of me. If you will, I'll ban you. Maybe... I don't know. Because I am going to keep this stream up after this, so I guess it doesn't really matter because people just go back and look at it. Alright, well if he's not here, we should probably just move on. It's kind of unfortunate. I wanted to say hi to this guy and... But unfortunately, he's nowhere to be found. That's pretty cool though. Like I've never seen another player like just out in the wild like this. Alright, I don't think there's anything else worth taking here. I got some of this stuff. I'll put the diamond blocks back. I don't really need those. But always just good stuff to have. Ooh. Oh, he stole my shulkers this time? So yeah, he did check that. He did check that sign. He's been here like in the past hour at least. Empty. Here, I don't want to take too much of his gunpowder because he's going to be mad. Yeah, this is a nice base. The donkey dupe? I did the donkey dupe back in the day. I don't think there's one that still works though. Pretty sure there hasn't been an active dupe in a while. Let's see if this guy's on. No, he's not. We'll just have to keep an eye out for him. But yeah, he definitely checked that chest and saw that I took all his shulkers. I feel a little bit bad now, but makes me wonder, like, why were they empty? Was he just putting them there? He was probably just storing the empty shulkers for later. But I think we've seen all we need to see around here. Unless you guys want me to spend a little bit more time looking for them, it's probably about time to head out and just get back to it. Wait, did I craft firework duration 1? I hope I didn't. Gotta check that. I kind of mass-produced fireworks earlier, and I don't remember which ones I crafted. Okay, no, those are all flight duration 3. We're good then. Oh yeah, I took a shulker of his gunpowder. I feel a little bit bad for that, but I need it so badly. I don't have anything. This is all I have. The rest of all this is just empty stuff. There's some stone, but I'm pretty broke. Alright, note to self, I'll keep end crystals on me in case I come across somebody. I've never had that happen before. Okay. I think it's probably time to head out. Unless you guys want me to keep looking for him, but this is a pretty cool base. I'm gonna get one last screenshot of it. Hopefully I don't hit F3 again. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Okay. We'll probably just keep heading in this direction. I think this is where I was heading before. Yeah. Definitely. I don't care about leaking his base. I feel bad about it, for sure. I can't undo it now, though. Yeah, if you don't put it on Discord, I'd appreciate it. Other people are gonna find this live stream, and I kind of just spelled doom for his base, but at least, I don't know, at least we got it documented before it gets blown up. It's pretty close to spawn, though, so it was only a matter of time. Uh-oh. Server lag. He chose to play 2v2t, he knows the rules. You're right. That is the rules, that's the way the cookie crumbles on the oldest anarchy server. It's weird. Here, honestly, I'm gonna throw out the flight duration 1 fireworks, they're not all that useful to me. Yeah, no public dupe. There might be a private one out there, but I feel like that stuff rarely lasts more than a week before word gets out, so who knows? Maybe there's a dupe. There probably isn't, though. If I had to put my money on it, there hasn't been one in a minute. It seems like, I don't know, Minecraft has been actually putting in the work, and especially House, to make the server run well, so if there's a dupe, it's probably been patched. You know the rules, and so do I. Alright. Let's see. Might be something in here. Guarantee you this is looted, though. Yeah, someone's already been down here. That's so weird, though. Why isn't my spawner detector activated? Odd. We'll just keep heading in this direction. Yeah, set me up with a dupe, and I will reward you with a shout out, base tour, whatever you want in compensation. Not the cactus dupe, though. Everyone knows that one. How to get up and stuff, I don't know. Or get OP, I'm not sure what you're asking. If you want gear, you just have to find it, do what I'm doing, just go around. Look for these little stashes that people make. They dig down into dungeons, and there's nothing in this one, but those dungeon chests, people don't really think to check them. So for a while it was a good place to hide loot, but because of new hacked clients and everything, like I can see when people dig down to them. I can see an outline of their tunnels and I know which ones to check. And every so often you get lucky. Not this time, though. On Rusher Hack, you're gonna want Tunnel ESP. Here, let me show you real quick. Render. I have ESP, tunnels. You want tunnels on, and you want vertical enabled, so you can see when people dig straight down. And then you also want Meteor Client with the Trouser Streak add-on. This is kind of a cool village. Placed in this hill like that. That's pretty cool. With the mountains and everything. But yeah, you want Meteor Client with Trouser Streak, and there's a module called Activated Spawner Detector. It just draws an outline around spawners that have been loaded by a player, because the spawner block state changes when someone's near it. So that way you can know for sure whether someone's been, you know, in a certain area. Yeah, I use Meteor and Rusher Hack together. And I use CurseForge to manage the installation. Here. Still not online. Maybe he got off for the day. There's another portal. I don't know, maybe we'll come back here. I'm gonna have to change my spawn though, just because my bed is set in there, so if people trap that bed, I might be screwed. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to have to, like, pay somebody to come out and break the bed for me. I have an alt, but I don't have priority on it, so it'd be kind of a pain. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. Yeah, anarchy can get boring if all you do is blow things up and get stacked. Like, when I first joined, I found a dupe stash like right away, just because I was traveling on the highway and some dude was kind enough to lead me to one that he was done looting, and it still had like several dubs of loot. I took all that to my new base. At that time, the donkey dupe had just come out, so I spent like every afternoon for like a whole week just duping the heck out of those items, and I had a whole stash. I had more than I'd ever need, and me and some guy, like, we actually met through chat on 2B2T. We started a base together, built like a kind of Valley of Wheat sort of thing, and then with a couple like Viking style, like Nordic style buildings. But that was back in 2019. Got kind of bored of it and got off, but since then I've only recently gotten back into it, and I'm really enjoying base hunting. Finding stuff like what I showed you guys, that big obsidian base earlier in the stream, it's exhilarating. Like, when I found that, I nearly jumped out of my seat. It was so cool to find stuff like that, especially this close to spawn. I think there is a video, like an old video up on my channel. It might be privated, I don't know. But it's a base tour of my old base, and you can still watch it, I think. I'll check if it's privated or not, but... Uh-oh. Server's lagging a little bit. It's a pretty cool mountain in the distance. Alright, let's check the spawner. Looks like there's a chest down there. That's so weird. I don't know why it's not loading the spawners the way it should. Okay. That is so weird. Alright. Hopefully we'll find more, because I haven't been seeing a good amount of those. Like, normally it draws a blue box around those spawners so you know they've been loaded, but it doesn't look like it's working, so. We should be seeing more of those. That's so weird. Maybe it's my no render? Maybe it's canceling out other modules. That's weird, I've never had that problem before. Right now, we're just on the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft, 2b2t, looking for old dupe stashes, old bases, whatever we can find. Yeah, the music is by Retrovex Ambient. You should definitely check out his YouTube channel. He has a lot of good songs in there. This one's my personal favorite. It's very relaxing. It just kind of fits that, you know, ambient old Minecraft vibe. Is there a spawner in here? No, it's broken. There's no way there's gonna be stuff in here. But I feel like if I don't check, I'm gonna be mad. Okay. A lot of desert temples. Nothing in here. That was pretty cool. You guys have to be impressed with that. I made it through that. Free look and free cam together. That's really funny. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you actually got me with that. You guys, I'm assuming you guys can still hear me, but the screen's just black. Absolute menace. How'd you know I had free look bound to alt and free cam bound to F4? I'm genuinely curious. If you guys can't tell, all the people in the vertical stream, JD indeed told me to Alright. Those aren't the default binds. Does everyone bind free look to alt? I thought that was just me. But I guess not. I fell for the oldest trick, one of the classic blunders. That's awesome. Okay, there's no spawner there. That makes sense why it's invisible. But I'm still not getting the little pop-ups I should. Oh, my binds are shown? Oh, I forgot about that, cause the I forgot that the horizontal live stream, you can see my keybinds on the right corner. Dude, congratulations. That was... I fell for that, like, just perfectly. Oh. We found a base. Oh, real quick, I need to update the base counter. I forgot. So this is going to be our second base. for the stream. So let's check this out. Is this what I think it is? That's so funny. Okay. We're gonna help this guy out. We're just gonna do that. That's so cool. It's like a total noob base right here. Just has the bed. Is there anything else? There's mines, so this is pretty recent. That's pretty cool. Do you guys count that as a base or no? It's up to you whether or not we add it to the counter. Charleston, this is your base? So sad. Rest in peace. Yeah, don't tell me the chords. This guy in chat, he's gonna go blow up your base. Don't trust him. Oh. This is another... Oh no, that's just a dungeon. I thought maybe somebody had died down there. I always love like finding corpses in-game. But it's just funny because you see like obviously some guy with diamond armor and like no food stumbled out here, fell and died, or got blown up by a creeper. It's like environmental storytelling at its finest. I am playing on the hardest anarchy server in Minecraft. 2B2T. The oldest one too. Okay, I've got to test this real quick. If I go down to one of these spawners, it should activate the blue box, right? Because that's an untouched spawner. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me about my elytra. Though I'm pretty sure it auto swaps it, but can't be too safe. Oh yeah, I don't have another elytra in my inventory. I would have lost a whole totem. Alright, that's broken. We'll take out a couple of these. Thanks for reminding me, I would have totally just fallen out of the sky. Uh-oh. What's up with my elytra? I don't have auto elytra on. Okay, now we're good. We keep moving. For those of you who are just now joining, we are exploring the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. Just seeing if we can find other people's bases or dupe stashes, anything like that. Real quick. This spawner module is not working. Because this spawner is definitely activated. So it should be... That is so weird. Turn it off, then off, on again? Stash message. I wonder why that module's not working. Oh, it's alright. We'll make do. Oh no, there's a forest fire. Somebody should do something about that. Nope, nothing in here. Ooh, that's a good disc. I don't really need it though. Alright, we'll keep moving. Noob. Who are you calling a noob? Here, let's check out this spawner. In case you guys are wondering why I'm checking out all these dungeons, it's because people sometimes hide loot in them because it's a naturally spawning chest, so people don't think to check it. But you know, you never know. If you check it, most of the time there's nothing, but every so often you get like a ton of good loot. So it's always worthwhile. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. See if there's anything in this one. Nope. Ow. Leave me alone. Okay. It's interesting. Newly generated chunks. So I've been here. I'm the first person who's been there. Let's check the map. We've traveled quite a ways. We'll just keep going in this direction, and then maybe once we get bored we'll pick another direction, see if we find anything there. Ooh, there's an ender chest and a portal. So someone's been here recently. A baked potato. How mysterious. Alright, I think we're on the right path then. Because there's been people going through here. Just no bases yet. These little blue squares are telling me that those chunks are being loaded for the first time. So I know not to look there because no one else could have been there. I have to look through chunks that I know other people have gone through and then hope they stopped and made a base somewhere. Nothing in here. We'll have to move on. The upside though is every time I stop at one of those spawners, my elytra gets repaired. Because of just having to fight off the mobs, and breaking the spawner gives you XP, so it's not a bad deal. That's interesting, there's kelp generating here, so this was like, this has been loaded pretty newly. Like, these are pretty new chunks. Real quick, I gotta check this. Tubi2T did update. It's on the latest version of Minecraft now. Sorry, maybe not the latest, but it's on 1.20, so 1.21 should be coming soon. It says so on the tab list. Who knows if we'll actually get the update though. Yeah, I have a texture pack. It adds back the old textures and the old fog. It's pretty nice. I would check this shipwreck. I have a hunch that people might use these to store items, but so yeah, we're starting to get into new territory here. We gotta make sure we stay out of the new chunks, just because if we're in chunks that haven't been loaded yet, there's no chance that we find a base. Because there's no way someone could have already been here. Okay, this is something. We've got ender chest. Uh-oh. More lag. Got an ender chest. More portals over here. There's a sign. 2024. I don't think there's a base here though. Maybe around. Spawn is back that way. We are about 150,000 blocks from spawn on the diagonal highway. How often do I find bases? Pretty often. There's always something if you know where to look. If you go close to spawn, you can find a lot of really small things, and when you're further away like we are, you find a couple of bigger things. If you go back to very early section of the stream, there is a massive obsidian castle we found. Okay, this is weird. That's a whole floating village. I don't think this is natural, but it doesn't look man-made. I don't know who would build that. There's no way. Unbelievable. Okay. That's insane. We found her stash. That was just pure luck. Okay. Here. That's so cool. Okay. So we gotta start going through some of this stuff. We just throw out all this trash, make space in my inventory. Get an ender chest down. Make sure I have my tracers on in case anyone pulls up, but I'm pretty far out, like I don't think anyone's gonna just show up all of a sudden. Dude, this is so lucky. This is the first legitimate stash I found. Map art materials. Here. Gotta fight these guys off first. Alright, where's that cobblestone? Get out of here, buddy. We don't want none of that. Okay, should be good now. Alright, this is our first stash, like, I've ever found on stream. That's pretty cool. So, got an ender chest down, we've got a few empty shulkers, so I'm gonna grab this armor real quick. Unbelievable. Really climbed over that block to get us. There's so many mobs on 2B2T now. They're like impossible to escape. So we're gonna take all this. I definitely need those tools. I don't have enough of those. Oh, that's my gunpowder shulker. So we'll just throw this in there. Gotta keep the ender pearls. Do we take the pearls? I think if we can find space for the pearls, we'll take them, but this is really hard to loot just because of how laggy it is. Yeah, we definitely need that. Definitely need that. Ooh, definitely need that. This is all map art materials. These are kind of cool. Maybe I make a map art. I want to keep that. The wood, I don't think I need. The wool, don't think I need. Once we leave, I'll leak the coordinates to this if you guys need any of the map art materials. Because I know there's some diamond blocks in there, some other stuff. But none of this stuff is all that useful. So I got some more totems. I needed those pretty bad. I was AFK and a creeper killed me and took one of my totems, but should be good now. The rest of this, put that in there. Lytra, more totems, more rockets. I'll take the rockets. Gapples and fishing rod. The rest of that I'll leave. Could put some of those back. And then the pickaxe that I can put back. The elytra I'll put back. What else could I take from here? There's maps, map art materials. Alright, I need to start organizing a little bit. Definitely don't want to lose that shulker of gunpowder, that's super useful. And yeah, I think you're right. The pearls, definitely need to take the pearls. I think I already loaded those up. Are those in here? Yep. Alright. We're good with that. This is a... I needed that armor really badly. I was running out of armor. And then these tools, I can just fit those somewhere else. Yeah, I can fit them in here. I guess I'll keep the axe on me. You always need one of those. The main thing I'm really hurting for right now is end crystals. If I end up in a fight, I'm not going to be able to last very long. I'm not going to have enough end crystals to get through it. Alright, I'm going to do one last pass through here and make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Honestly, I have nothing better to keep on me, so I'm going to take the map art materials. Unless there's anyone in chat that really wants these. Otherwise, the rest of this is just going to go to waste. I'm mostly just broke and need gear. Ender pearls. Yeah, I definitely need to organize this at some point. I've got a lot of just random stuff in here. Here, I'll put my broken elytras in here. This is my map art. I collect, you know, whatever I can from bases. The only things I'll like take a lot of are if there's like gear I desperately need, or if there's really cool map arts, banners, written books. Those are more valuable than gear, honestly. People don't really care too much, like, if you have a shulker of diamond armor. What they really want is like written books, banners. If you have really rare books, those can be worth a lot of money. Alright, we're moving on now. I don't know why my Meteor client isn't working right now. Maybe I accidentally disabled the overlay or something. But we keep moving. Gotta move on. That's an interesting dungeon. It's right near the surface. Uh-oh, I missed. Whoa, that's a natural enchanted golden apple. I haven't seen that in forever. We're gonna take that. Maybe frame it. The only non-duped golden apple on the server. Yeah, you only need so much. I travel pretty light. I don't really PvP. If you PvP on 2b2t, you need a lot of kits. You need a lot of stuff. You go through a lot of items. Okay, this forest fire has gotten out of control. But that means that the likelihood of someone being here is higher because fire takes time to burn. So we'll check this. Maybe someone's been down here. Oh, that was terrifying. That was a close one. Nope, nothing. There we go. All natural golden apple. You don't find many of those. I have to say, I miss the old villages. The houses just felt a little bit roomier, a little bit nicer. Something like an actual player would build. Oh, sorry, Charm. I didn't see your message. I would have just given you the chords. I still have some of the map art material on me, but... we are on 2b2t in 1.20.1. So it's almost the latest version. Not quite, though. A little bit of server lag. We are just exploring, looking for bases, old stashes. Anything that might be of use to us. Man, I really wish that Meteor Client add-on was working. It shows you whether or not these spawners have been loaded by a player, so we know not to check if there's no one here, because there can't be items in there if no one's been there. There's a nether portal, so clearly people have been around here. Would you look at that? Thank you for subscribing. Looks like you just summoned a new base. This is pretty cool. Let's take a look at this from up here. Wow. It looks old, honestly, like with the redstone lamps and everything. That's such an old style. People don't really use redstone lamps like that anymore. Let's see if we can find any signs around here, figure out who this base belonged to at some point. A lot of skeletons, a lot of monsters. Kill these guys first. Okay. Get out of here. Nothing in the furnaces except some stone and cobblestone. That's interesting. I wonder what this place is. We'll just look around the surrounding area. This looks like it could have been a pretty old base, like with the lava. I don't know if that lava was put there, but like the way they use the stone bricks and the farmland and everything. This is an older mine shaft. It stops right about here, so means like the deep slate layers totally cut off, so these were old chunks. That's so weird. There's some mines down here. Let's check these out, see if maybe there's a stash in here. Doesn't look like there's a stash, but that's pretty cool. It doesn't look like there's that much else for us to see though, so we're gonna move on. Just fly off into the rising sun. Bro, am I really live? Yeah. Have I ever considered getting a JOB? No, don't say that word in here. What hacks am I using? I am using Meteor Client with Rusher Hack. I use Rusher Hack for most of the modules, and then I use Meteor Client for this spawner detector. But for whatever reason, it's just, I don't know. Wait, was the HUD not on? Maybe that's what the problem was. I don't know, but it's not showing me the spawners for some reason. I'm gonna have to fix that off stream. I'm flying perpendicular. Okay, whatever. I'm still generally heading towards the sun. I'm using hacks because it's the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft and you can do whatever you want and no one will ban you. You can hack, you can blow stuff up, you can build anything you like. Why the old textures? Because I like them. They look nice. Hack, cheat, lie, and steal. That's right. Uh-oh. Server's lagging. How much time have I been on 2B2T? Not a lot. I played back in like 2019, but I haven't played since then. And this is like it's been pretty recently. I think the last 2 streams were my first time getting on. We're just easing back into it, just doing some base hunting. We already found like a really cool big obsidian base. If you look at the beginning of the stream, we showed around it, and we actually found another player too. And we were gearing up to fight him if we had to, but he ended up leaving. Speaking of which... Nope, he's not online. Alright. I am from Southern California, the United States. Earth. It's a village here. Sometimes noobs like to make their bases near villages. Doesn't look like there's anything here though. Yeah, I'm still in old chunks. You'll see the little blue boxes show up when I start entering new chunks. Alright, while we're here, I want to figure out why this module's not working. Oops. Got a little bit distracted there. Hacking is fine. Hacking is allowed on this server. I wouldn't hack on any server other than 2B2T. I feel like it ruins the whole point. But on 2B2T, you kind of have to hack to survive. What the heck? Okay, this is kind of weird. This is supposed to be underwater. Yeah, all of this is supposed to be underwater. That is so odd. This shipwreck, this is a fully intact, it's like a 2-color shipwreck. And it's completely, there's not even an ocean nearby. Here, let's get up and... Yeah, there's no ocean anywhere near this. How funny. How long can you survive without hacks? Not very long. But people do it. People play vanilla. It's hard. You have to avoid people, because if people see you, you're dead. And if you don't have hacks, you can't really fight back. I should add the chats from both streams on both streams. Yeah, I thought about doing that, but I don't know where I'd put the chat. Like, YouTube Shorts doesn't really have a good place for chat. It's kind of a smaller screen, and it's just easier to put them both up on a monitor and read off of them. Can attest to the surviving without hacks, died within 15 minutes. That's the 2B2T experience, man. If you're not prepared, you're not gonna make it. Do I have a base? Yeah, I used to. I don't know if it's still there. I'd have to go back and visit it. It's way back from 2019. Do you think maybe they patched this? Oh, I fixed it. It's working now. Alright, it doesn't look like anybody's been here. Ow. Oh my gosh. I'm being attacked by children. There's like 4 of them. 5! Jeez. That was something. I should check the Northern Highway. Let me know if you guys would want to see that. Maybe I make a live stream where all I do is I just fly the Northern Highway, see how far it goes. There's bound to be a lot of cool stuff on there. Oh, okay. That's what I'm looking for. I got the spawners back. Oh. Wow, look at this. Alright, let's take a moment to unpack this here. Do you guys think this could have been a base? Because if it was, it's not anymore. Let's just say that. It's looking a little bit worse for wear. Alright, let's check this out. Let's see if maybe there's some loot in here. In case you're wondering what these blue boxes are, Meteor Client, the add-on for it called Trouser Streak, it'll add a blue box around any spawner that's been loaded by a player. So that way we know to check if there's a stash here. Because if there's no blue box, it means no one's been there, so don't bother. Can you use flight? Oh no, you can't use that. The server stops you. It doesn't ban you or anything, it just lags you back, makes it really hard to move. Nope, nothing here. Tons of holes down to these, okay. You know, maybe I'd check these just to be safe. And I think that's a base over there. Hold on a second. This may have been a stash, actually. Not a very good one. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, okay, there's nothing all that good in there. That's interesting. Someone already came through and broke all these. The more you know. Alright, let's see if we can get out of here. Where's my hole? There it is. Flawless exit. And, ooh, would you look at that? Another base. There's signs here too. This is a 2020 base. 2020, 2023. That's pretty cool. This base is like almost 5 years old now. There's not much left of it. It looks like it burnt to the ground, but it's pretty cool. Man, there's nothing left of this house. Yeah, nothing here. Outpost by Kajibis. Nope, he's not online. Wonder if he even plays anymore, it's been so long. Here, let me add that to the base counter. It's a pretty cool find. Alright, let's check this out. Probably nothing. Looks like someone just walked over it. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here, and there's too many mobs. The server's laggy. We're just gonna move on. Not really a point in checking that right now. Ooh, this could be something. Oh, this is another base. That's crazy. And we are quite a ways from the axis right now. We're like 50,000 blocks off of the highway. Lots of fishing stuff. This isn't a 1.12 base because of the fish farm. You would not be able to use this fish farm nowadays. Welcome. Not a lot going on in here. Whoever lived here was pretty broke. I'll take the salmon though. You never know when you might need some salmon. What is this? This is Steve. Be like Steve. You know what? Sometimes it's better not to ask questions. Do I ever cast for fun? Like fishing? Not sure what you mean. Post-apocalyptic feeling, watching 2B2T? Yeah, I get that. Like, it's a lot of fun because a lot of games go for like the post-apocalypse feeling. But I feel like 2B2T achieves it just because everything's player made, like none of it's fabricated. It's all there for you to discover, and you know, real people make this stuff. Okay, there's a mine shaft, and that's interesting. That is a really deep spawner. Let's check this out. It's gonna take ages for us to get down there though. Maybe place this over our head. Actually no, because I want to be able to swim out of here. We're just gonna have to hope we don't drown. Oh, lava cast? No, I don't lava cast. I don't find griefing all that interesting. I understand why people do it though, like I'm not hating on it. Some people are just like, oh, if you grief, like, you've never built anything. Unbelievable! No way. 2 stashes in 1 stream. This is incredible. Let me box this off real quick so I can take some time to loot all this. This is awesome. Oh my gosh. That's why you check these spawners, guys, because you never know what might be hiding down here. So, let's clear out our inventory real quick. Get everything we don't absolutely need out of here. And then we're gonna have to start stashing items again. Whatever I don't take, I'll give you guys the coordinates. So if you guys want to come out here. Oh wow. This is juicy. This is a juicy stash. Alright, let's take all of these empty boxes out of here. Don't really need these. We'll throw these in the corner. We can always come back and get them. You just put them in there. I'll just toss them out. Don't need this stuff. Totem of Undying, we definitely need that. Ooh, this is so good. We got PvP kits. We got all the stuff. Golden apples, that's huge. Armor. Ender chests, I probably need those. Oh, more tools. Oh, this is so good. I've been needing this. I've been getting so low on supplies. Griefing. Should I take this one? Here, let's see what I can fit in here, because like a lot of this stuff I don't really need. I'm gonna put PvP kits and like armor kits in this middle row. I definitely need those. That's the stuff I run out of. Totems, I run out of those really quick. The end crystals. I don't really need the shulker of gapples. I don't go through that many of them. Let's see what I can get rid of. I don't need the map art stuff. I can take that out. This is, you know, I might need that. Maybe I switch that out for something. The wood, don't really need. The gunpowder, I definitely need the gunpowder. The map art can go. The shulker boxes, ooh, that's tempting. That's tempting. I think I take the griefing kit. You never know when you might need one of those. And then the rest of this stuff I can just kind of sort through later. Oh my god, there's so much here. Yep, we're on the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft and we just found a stash. This is a huge deal. I've been looking for ages for one of these. I've been getting really lucky today. Alright. We gotta be really careful with what we choose to take. Taking that, need that. The bottles, don't know if I can fit all those. Spawn kit, probably need that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. Man, there's so much stuff, we can't even, there's no way we're gonna be able to carry all this. We gotta sort a little bit of what we take. The armor and tools, definitely taking those. These, I don't know, I could live without that one. Probably need that. Here, I'm gonna take all this stuff out. I can always just fit that into a box later. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm just sorting through all this stuff. Gotta fit as much as I can, because I couldn't catch a break. Like, I was running low on everything. If I didn't find that obsidian base I showed early in the stream, I was out of fireworks. I was gonna have to just stop and like die and go back to spawn and hope I could get some fireworks from somebody. But I'm gonna take this one. Yeah, stashes are getting harder and harder to find. If you guys stick around until I'm done looting this, I'll leak the coordinates and you guys can come get as much as you can carry. The rest of this I'm just gonna have to take and make my own stash somewhere. Totems, I think I need the totems. I don't know why there's a whole thing of water buckets. I don't know what you'd use that for. Wow, such a good find. The golden apples, maybe I take those. I'm not exactly the wealthiest guy, so I think I'll take that over the tools. Alright. It's getting about time to just fill up my ender chest and go, so I'm gonna take what I can, put it away, and then when I'm off stream I'm gonna have to go through and organize all this stuff, because I was not expecting to find this much stuff on stream. Alright, is there anything else I can get rid of? This box probably isn't the biggest, like the best use of space, so. Alright, we'll do that. We'll call it a day. I'm gonna leak the coordinates right now. Here, I realized I don't have a way to show you guys the coordinates unless you're on the horizontal stream. So, I'm just going to place a sign, show it for you guys, and if you guys want to save it, you can type it in chat. Or just keep it for yourself. Alright. 1460 0 48. Wait, that's not right. 48. And 98018. Let me double check that these are the right coordinates. There we go. Free stash for whoever wants it. It's fair game. Real quick though, I want to check this, see if maybe the rest of this mine shaft was used for a stash. I gotta be quick though, because I don't know if any of you guys are on your way right now. Definitely do not want to be caught here. I don't want to be stream sniped. No, it looks like it was just that stash. So, that's still pretty good though. Alright, I'm gonna do one last look, see if there's anything I can take, and then the rest is up for you. So. Alright, I'll take the bottles. Alright, go nuts, guys. Gotta get out of here before stream snipers show up. Don't be stupid, take the PvP kit and sell it later. Yeah, I'd get like 5 cents for that kit. These items are practically worthless, like they're not really worth anything unless you have a whole stash. And I don't know, I feel like you guys have been putting up with the stream for, you know, for such a long time. I might as well reward you guys with a free stash. And real quick, let me just take a screenshot of this place. I might have to come back here if no one loots it. But the journey continues, and we are a lot wealthier for it. The stash will be 1,000 blocks deep in lava cast tomorrow night. Yeah, you better get on quick if you want it. For the record, if one of you guys pull up on me, I'm just logging. I'm not gonna fight that. I don't have a good PvP client, so. Gaps and elytras, I don't know, even those aren't worth that much. Elytras are worth more than gaps by a lot, because they don't stack, and you know, a lot of new players need them. So if you can get an elytra, you can do what I'm doing. You can just fly around. Rockets, I don't know if rockets are worth a lot, but you can make gunpowder farms for those, so they're not super hard to get. Yeah, the server's wild. That's the whole point. It's just exciting. You can do anything you want, nothing can stop you. Not a lot of Minecraft servers like that. Gaps are finite, yeah, but there's so many of them. Like, if you have a shulker box of them, you're fine. Yeah, I guess you're right, because armor and tools and stuff, you can still make that with villagers. Gaps are finite. So, I don't know, there's so much, the shops have such massive stashes, I don't think the server will ever run out of gapples. I just don't think that's something that can happen. I don't know, I might be proven wrong someday, but... You're crashing your console from a lava cast? I remember back in the day on the Xbox One edition, and we used to play, me and my brothers used to play the Fallout mashup pack. Like they had a whole map, like I forget which Fallout game it was based on, but we would go into that world and we would like blow up the blimp. We would lava cast everything. It was pretty fun. Highly recommend it. It's like a core childhood memory. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe golden apples are pretty rare now. I've never had a problem with them. Me? A hacker? No, I would never. I have a channel Discord. The link should be in the description. Let me know if it's working or not. But you can join it and post it there, and I'll see it later. How much money have I made from 2B? $0. Currently running a deficit. I don't fight anyone because if I did, I would die almost instantly. I do not have good hacks for PvP. I'm just base hunting, I'm just a chill guy, you know? Don't need to be picking fights with anybody. I'm here to make friends. In case you're new to the stream, or you're just wondering what we're doing, we're just hunting for dupe stashes and bases on the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. And these blue boxes around me, they show me when these spawners have been loaded by a player. So that way I know to check if maybe someone stored some items in there. If you're just coming to the stream, we just raided a dupe stash, and the coordinates are a little bit earlier in the stream. So if you want to find it, you can go get it for yourself. You just skip back a little bit. Maybe I'll make a list of coordinates at the top of the stream so I can, you know, keep the dupe stash coordinates up for longer. Just so people have a chance to get to them. But see if maybe there's anything in here. Looks like there's been activity here. People have been placing blocks and stuff. I'm telling you, I'm not a hacker. I would never do that. I'm live just on YouTube. I had a Twitch at some point. I just didn't really enjoy Twitch all that much. The setup just didn't make a lot of sense to me, and when you stream on YouTube, you can have your video be posted just as a normal video once you're done. And I like that a lot more. I think it's just more useful. That way, like, you know, you can make money on a live stream even though you're, you know, even after you're done with it. By the way, I'm thinking of setting up a system where every time someone donates, like if you donate $5, it leaks my coordinates. So for the dupe stash thing, I'm not always going to give those away for free. Like the next one I find, I might keep for myself, or I don't know, maybe sell it to somebody for like $5. But, you know, if you donate like $5 on stream, maybe I'll leak the coordinates. Who knows? Who knows what might happen? This could be interesting. There's a village here. Someone's been here. These stashes or these dungeons are pretty low down. Maybe someone was using this as a stash. We gotta check. Miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yeah, saving up for GTA 6. I heard it's supposed to cost like $100. That's terrible. I'm gonna need to find so many dupe stashes if I want to afford GTA 6. Yeah, okay, there's nothing here. Always worth it to check though. You never know what you might find. Now where's my hole? Oh, here it is. There we go. skillful exit. Alright, I think we keep going this way. Nothing there, sadly, but we keep going. We'll check the next one. Okay, these could be something, but it looks like people have already been here. Yeah, I'm not a hacker, I'm just a skilled player. I spent money on a good gaming chair that lets me see all these chest outlines through walls. And, you know, that's all you need. Like, if you have a good enough gaming chair, like, no need for hacks. This is somebody's little house in here. 2023. How lovely. Don't think there's gonna be anything in here though. How can you get this hack? I'm using Rusher Hack and Meteor Client. So Rusher Hack is $20 on their store. It's pretty good though. It's worth the money if you can afford it, but Meteor Client is free. It's really good, and I use that for the spawner detection module. It basically shows that blue box around everything if, you know, the spawner has been activated by a player, so I know to check to make sure, you know, there's no loot hidden in there. Yeah, nothing in here. The reason I'm checking all of these chests is because players on 2b2t, because everyone has hacks, if you just put your stuff in a chest, like, people will find it. They can see it through walls and everything. But if you put it in, like, a dungeon, then people don't think to check there. So for the most part, it'll be safe. Nowadays, it's not really the case though, because there's hacks like mine that let me see, you know, when someone's been to a dungeon, so I can know to check it for a dupe stash, and we just did that, and we made a butt ton of loot off of that. The coordinates are public, they're in the chat a little ways back. If you go back in time in the live stream, then you might be able to see the coordinates. Maybe I'll make it so you can join the Discord and see the coordinates there. Will I log out if someone tries to engage in PvP? Yeah. I'm not very good at PvP, and I don't have enough stuff for that, so I would die pretty quickly. It took longer and more money to make GTA 6 than the tallest building in the world. That's incredible. I did not know that. You're in the queue. How do you know if Meteor Client is working? Good luck. It's a little bit of a pain to set up. Maybe I'll put my settings on the Discord for people that want to base hunt like I do. Alright, I think we're going this way. No, we're supposed to be going this way. We've kind of been doing like a big zigzag. Just going back and forth, seeing what we can find. Why don't you upgrade your combat gear to netherite? You know, I would if I would fight people, but right now I'm not fighting anybody, and you know, all this diamond stuff, it's in these kits. These kits were duped a long time ago, so they're a little bit outdated, but it's the best way to get gear. So if I ever get around to it, maybe someday I'll go and mine a bunch of netherite and upgrade my gear, but right now it's just not worth it to me. It takes so much time and it wouldn't really help me out. Didn't 2b2t update to 1.21? Not yet. It's on its way though. Should be pretty soon, hopefully. Does the owner play on the server? You know, I've heard rumors that back in the day he used to, but I can't say I know for sure, because if he did, he wouldn't be using his main account. This is a nice little island base. Did I just leak my coordinates? Yeah, I did. Wonderful. Come and catch me if you can. Whoever lived here did a lot of mining. Oh wow. A lot of X-ray. The villages have chests. I honestly haven't heard of anyone storing, you know, loot in villages though. So, who knows? Yeah, I mean, I don't really care too much about leaking the cords. It's just, you know, people probably aren't gonna go out of their way to find me. I'm not quite on that level yet. Oh, by the way, JD indeed. I found a full stash, like a full-size stash. So if you want that, you can go a little bit back in the stream, try to find it. We took what we could, but there's still like a good amount of gear there. It's a beautiful sunrise on the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. Gotta stop saying that line. It's a little bit overdone, don't you think? Did you post the stash coordinates in the Discord? If you did, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you for posting those in the Discord. Maybe I make a separate channel for that, just to give away all the stashes we find. I would love to see me stream surviving without hacks. Maybe someday, maybe we go back to spawn and we, you know, just turn off the hacks, see how well we can do. That'd be a lot of fun. Though, when I try to escape spawn, it's not usually that hard. Like, sometimes people will just give me an elytra and rockets. And I don't think they recognize me. Like, I haven't done YouTube on 2v2t on this account for such a long time. I don't know if they'd recognize me. It just seems like they gave it to me out of the kindness of their heart. Yeah, make a channel for every time I leak my coordinates, so you guys can just spam my coordinates in there. I mean, hey, if it gets people to join the Discord server, I can't complain. Yeah, the stash I found, like, that was a full stash. I found two. One of them was not a lot of stuff. Like, it had some armor and it was pretty nice, but it was like half a chest. But that one was like a full double chest worth. I haven't found anything like that before, so gives me hope that, you know, there's going to be more stuff out there. I'd gone 2 live streams without finding anything really. If I can do it, you guys can too. All you need is an elytra and some rockets. Speaking of which, I'm starting to run low. I might have to stop and re-gear. Oh wow, would you look at that, we found somebody's house. Ooh, there's lots of stuff here. Alright, let's check this out. Figure out who lives here. The Big Greasy Egg was here, September 2021. Nope, they're not online anymore. This is an interesting base, I will say. Not sure what these bookshelves are for, but I can't judge. The glowstone on the trees is a little bit confusing. Don't know why that's there, but to each their own. None of that funny business, Mr. Skeleton. That's weird. There used to be something under there. Nothing in these chests, though. Welcome to my website. I'm so confused. I don't know what's happening here. A lot of times it's better not to ask questions. Is there anything else around here? It's one thing too. It's made of acacia wood. But there's literally no acacia biome anywhere nearby. Like there's nothing. Like someone had to have got a bunch of acacia just to go and build a house right there. Oh, server's lagging a lot. That is so strange. Uh-oh. Lots of lag. Lots of lag. See if I can land safely. Where am I from? I'm from Southern California, United States. Earth. Alright, I think this is a pretty cool place to end the stream. It's around 11 o'clock, I'm streaming for 3 hours, I'm a little bit tired. But I thank you guys for tuning in. It was a lot of fun. We actually found some stashes today, which was pretty cool. Real quick before I get off, I'll answer some questions in chat. How long does it take to get in without paying for fast queue? 2 to 3 hours? No, it's way, way longer than that. Like, it's up to 14 hours sometimes. You definitely need, like, priority queue if you want to play regularly. But if you get up in the morning, you join the queue, and then you are ready to play after dinner, then, you know, it's still fun to check out. Hunting stashes with Meteor Client, is it good? Yeah, it's the best. It shows you all the spawner locations, so it's really easy to figure out where stashes might be. Question, what are your coordinates? That's classified information, I can't tell you that. How long does prio take? It's instant. There's barely a wait. Sometimes it takes like a minute, depending on how many people are on. How much is queue? It's about $20, so not the worst. But if it's only for a month, so $20 a month for a Minecraft server is kind of a lot. So unless you're super into it, it's not really worth it. Yeah, good stream today. If you guys go back about 10-20 minutes ago, there's a pretty big stash that we found. Not pretty big, but it was a dungeon stash, but there's a lot of good stuff in it. So if you want the coordinates, you can go back, and whoever gets it first gets to keep it. I'm gonna log off for now. thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.